Obviously, come October 11th, we're all very excited for that Charles and Gamrot fight. It's a very intriguing matchup between two top-tier lightweights. But when we look at this card, there's one man in particular I'm very interested to see, Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez is finally moving up to 170 to fight Vicente Luque, and it's not a hot take for me to say I think he's probably going to whoop Vicente Luque. Like, I love Luque. I think Joel Alvarez is probably going to run through him. And to be honest, a big reason I'm very excited to see Joel Alvarez, other than the fact he's very entertaining and he's moving up to 170, is the fact it's really hard for me to gauge what his stock is in the UFC, to be honest. He debuted in the UFC in February 2019 and only has had like 2 blemishes in his UFC career. But honestly, are they really that bad? I mean, his first fight in the UFC, he was like, 26, something like that, fighting Damir Ismagulov, who people forget, man. Damir Ismagulov, around that time period, he was a dog. He was a real threat to the lightweight division, man. And it was his UFC debut, so can we really get that mad at him for losing to Damir by unanimous decision? It's not that big a deal to me. And then he went on a nice little streak, finished everyone, and 3 of those were in the first round. Pretty impressive. And then he took his second loss in the UFC, which was his last loss in his MMA career, to Arman Tsarukyan, who, meritocracy-wise, is the real number 1 contender of the lightweight division. But for antics I'm not going to talk about right now, he's not fighting for the title. And against Arman, yeah, he got his ass beat. It was bad. It was a horrible night for Joel Alvarez. But at the same time, it's like it was a few years ago, and I can't really hold it too much against him because Arman is like some of the best wrestling, some of the best ground and pound. I mean, we talk about Tony Ferguson's elbows off his back. Arman Tsarukyan on top has some razors on him, man. I'm not gonna lie. He rebounded well after the Arman fight. I mean, he's won his last 3 fights all by finish, all impressive performances. But like, I can't help but feel a little dissatisfied with how everything's played out. Like, there's been injuries, fights falling out, the obvious issue of how are you making 155 exactly? Like, this dude's 6'3", built like a brick. This dude is built like he went through the same program that turned Steve Rogers into Captain America. We have Captain Spain over here, and you expect me to believe he's making 155 on a consistent basis reliably? What the fuck? And it's also just the fact he's a little inactive, not horrible by the standards of some fighters, but at the same time, I mean, this dude's fought like 1 time a year pretty consistently in a lot of years, like 2021, 2022, 2023, likely 2025, because let's be honest, it's October. Is he really gonna fight in November or December, even if he runs through Luque? I don't know. So that would be like what? That would be 4 years of fighting once a year in the UFC out of your 6 coming up in 2026, 7 years in the UFC. Like, it's not a great look. And I can't help but like feel a little sad because I feel like we haven't been able to see the full potential of Joel Alvarez. And that's where I'm really hoping the welterweight move up will really shake things up for him, because he won't have to cut as much. Hopefully we'll see him be a little more consistent with how active he is in the octagon. And hopefully he'll be able to actually like move up in the rankings, because no matter how many times he won in the UFC, it kind of felt like he was never really getting those jumps. And even when it looked like he was going to get a jump in competition, the fight ended up falling through. That also goes into the weird territory where it looks like the UFC kind of pressured him into staying at 155, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because realistically speaking, Joel Alvarez moving up to 170 should shake up the division a lot, because, I mean, you see how big he is. 155 to 170, that's a big jump. 15 pounds is a big jump. And I think when he doesn't have to cut as much, he'll probably have a better chin. Not like he needs a better chin. Might have more power. He'll be fresher, be able to fight more consistently. Maybe make that push up the rankings that we haven't really been able to see him make. And I think that's interesting as hell. What kind of sucks about the fact that Joel Alvarez really hasn't been able to make that big a jump in the UFC in terms of competition and really been able to test himself and see what he's fully capable of is the fact that he has really every quality necessary to be big in the UFC. Like, this dude's a very good, creative, fun striker to watch with a death touch. Like, the type of death touch that you can see him go down 2 rounds with 10 seconds left in the fight, and you still can't count him out, because with one good punch, the tides have shifted completely. And yet, at the same time, 17 of his professional wins come by submission. This dude has more submissions than knockouts, and yet he's this good on the feet. That's a scary proposition for anyone who fights him. Have we seen this story before, man? It's like a Spaniard, knockout power, really good on the feet, yet you wouldn't believe that they're a grappler by trade and have a lot more submissions in their career than knockouts. Holy shit, this dude's just a bigger Ilia Topuria who never made the jump. This dude really just has the it factor. I hate to say this because it's so cringe to say this. Joel Alvarez has fucking aura, man. Like, this dude has every quality. He's entertaining. All his wins are by finish. He has the look. I mean, no homo, but like, the dude's handsome. I don't care. I'll admit it. He's a handsome looking dude. Argue with a wall about it. I don't care. He has everything. He's well-rounded. He's tough. I've never really seen him gas out, so I assume he has good cardio. Seems like a cool enough guy. I don't know. I'm not really watching a bunch of Joel Alvarez interviews, but I'll assume he's a cool dude. I could bite me in the ass. I don't know. But it's just the fact we haven't really seen him get tested. We haven't seen him fight up in the ranks that often. We haven't seen him really make the jump that I feel like he could make. And I feel like his potential has really been limited, and it really sucks because he's 32 years old now, and I feel like we're really running out of time to really see what he's capable of. So I really hope, moving up to 170, fighting Vicente Luque, we're finally going to see the Joel Alvarez push.